What's up, Adam? It's Pete. Let's see. So, we're gonna tell you about the first shitty Tough Mudder I did. Well, I remember the days before, I really didn't know what to bring. I was really confused on, how to run. Like, what was I gonna expect? I went into it thinking like, I got this. I really didn't want to look at any of the obstacles. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just figure it out on my own when I get there. I didn't really look into it too much. I didn't overthink it. So I looked up a little bit, and pretty much from my general knowledge of fitness, what to eat, what to drink, type of carb loading, and stuff like that. And I went shopping for it. I bought all these like warm packs. Um, I didn't buy the right shoes. I just used the stuff that I've been using before, not knowing that there was gonna be ice and snow and a whole bunch of other shit out there while I was doing it. The night before, we ate hamburger, french fries, shit I shouldn't have eaten. I drank a couple beers thinking it was going to be cake. I remember going into thinking like it was really going to be easy because I was a wrestler and I have, I'm pretty strong mentally and physically, and I did all this other work and all this other working out stuff, and I was like, I could do this. I got it. I'm strong. Totally wasn't prepared for it, especially nutritionally. I fucked it up. Um, just really eating the wrong choices, really not having the choices known. I remember waking up and I was like so nervous. I really didn't sleep. I slept on the floor of a hotel room, and I was just like, ah, shit. Just like going to a match or a game or something like that. It's a pretty big game, pretty big tournament or something like that. I usually don't sleep because I keep tossing and turning, and I get into it that way. Um, I got so nervous and so pent up about it, I forgot to grab all my stuff. The only thing I had was my ID and a banana. I really didn't eat that morning because I was nervous about it. I played it off pretty much acting like a fool the entire time in the locker room. Just figured it out. I didn't get any liquids inside me. I really didn't hydrate. The last thing I mean, I drank some water and some Gatorade and stuff like that. But I had all these GU packs, all these Cliff bars, fruits, jams, all this other stuff, and I forgot to bring it. I didn't even pack it in my bag. I left it in the hotel room. And then when I was there was no food. There was nothing really to eat or buy. So automatically that sucked. But I didn't think about it. I didn't even realize it because I was just so nervous about starting and nervous about what to expect and what was going to happen and everything there. Um, I remember I brought a singlet to wear. I wore a singlet. That didn't bother me the most because I was more concerned with the costume. Um, that day, once we lined up, it was fine, and we had like a huge hill in front of us. It was like about a couple miles high hill, and that shit blew because we ran the entire way up, blew everyone out of the water. We were up in the top, 5%, just up there, past everyone through the hill. And then a couple miles through, I just started feeling it. I started cramping up, and then I realized that I didn't eat anything. I didn't have anything. So every 10 minutes, I would go into a cramp where my calves would seize up, my quads, my back, everything would just fucking be in complete and utter pain. Um, Going through it, I didn't want to finish. I wanted to finish, but I felt like I couldn't even move. I was grabbing pieces of wood, anything that I could see to foam roll while I was like running. I was eating snow off the fucking mountains because I was so thirsty. If I saw like leftover packets of like those GU packs or those blocks or anyone that was smart to bring it, I would try to like grab some and suck some out of it. I started drinking the water from the mud. Like when we get into the trenches and like the water trenches, it was this dirty fucking water, and I would just take gulps of it and just drink it because there's not many water stations as there are now. There weren't any like stops as there are now with like what the fuck do they call that? With like the GU packs. There's like a lot of sponsors now, so they put them all over the place now, so you're properly fueled up. Man, glove wise, I didn't wear any gloves and stuff like that. Everyone likes to wear gloves for grip. I didn't care about that, but I was fucking freezing my balls off because I was wearing a singlet and I forgot that it was still cold down. There's gonna be some ice peaks there, so if anyone doesn't really like cold or is somewhat sane, I would definitely wear something in that. Going through it, I didn't want to finish. I thought it was gonna be impossible. I had all my guys that were with me in the beginning. They were cramping up a little bit just because they weren't ready for it as well either. But then through it, they got used to it, and then they were fine. Their calves were just cramping up, I guess, because of the hills and stuff like that. But then at the, like by the time I started cramping, I was um I was in pain, man. Like they were just waiting for me. There were times where these guys were like miles ahead of me, and they were just waiting for me, and I had to stop like 1,000 times, and because that shit just hurt. And then going to the woods, just like it's very hypnotic, and just staring at the ground the entire time. Started getting dizzy, and almost like what do they call that? Motion sick. I was nauseous. I wanted to throw up. Um, I didn't like. I had a guy next to me, thank God, that was pushing me the entire time through because that shit was just hurting. Like my everything was cramping. Like everything was cramping. I was just like dealing with it. I was limping across. Um, thank God for the support of the guys there, or else I would still be fucking. I'd never do that shit again. And like it's kind of embarrassing when you train these guys and they're in front of you and you're the one that they're waiting for the entire time. Like there are times where I remember there was hay barrels that I had like a huge mountain I had to climb up of hay, and every time I jumped up, my calf would cramp up. So I'd go jump up one barrel, calf would cramp up. I'd lay there for like 2 minutes and then jump up to the next one until I finally get to the top, and then I just rolled down and fell on the fucking ground. It was fucking terrible. I by the time it was like I think the last 2 miles, I was so hungry and like so drained out that I asked a lady for like a Mentos or some shit. That was like the only thing I had. I was like, "Do you have fucking Mentos, please? Just give me a fucking Mentos." I don't even know I wanted a Mentos. The only thing I could think of. And then she gave me a banana, so that was cool. And but that still didn't help because I was thirsty after that. She gave me the banana, gave me enough energy to finish. I remember when I went through those wires, I didn't know what to expect. I felt like I got punched in the face by someone. I lost my shoe in the middle of it. I left my fucking shoe in there. My shoes fell off when I got hit with that electricity. I left my shoes in the mud, crawled out of there, and just fucking finished barefoot. When I was done, I couldn't fucking move my body. I was laying down. I was squatting down. I was trying to fuel up, and there was nothing helping. I kept cramping, kept cramping. The cramps wouldn't go away for at least another 2 hours while we were hanging out. The only thing that helped was drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol didn't help, but it helped me deal with the fucking pain. And then it was just like total embarrassment for the next couple days, just not knowing that you didn't do as well as you thought you were going to. And that was probably the worst part about it, was not doing as great as you thought you were going to. You go into it with this mindset, especially as a wrestler, like you're going to kill it, you're going to crush it, you're going to do all these things, and then you get there and you finish it and you get to the point and you're just fucking a pitiful mess and you just hate everything. And obviously that's the main reason I keep doing them, or I kept doing them, is because I never want to live that experience again, and or started this blog because I don't want anyone to ever do what happened to me, like not knowing what to expect, not doing things, and then seeing these other guys who are like fucking 13-year-old vegetarians, fucking whorebags, or freaking passing you on the line. People are just like passing you and they're passing you and they're passing you, and you're fucking 10 times better than them, but they just run more or some shit like that, or they just ate breakfast and I didn't do that. So that was embarrassing. You see a guy walking on his hands, fucking cross and pass you, laugh at you. There's a blind guy, he passed me too. That shit was fucked up. No, that's false. Um, and then I don't know, man. This shit's like 8 minutes now, but pretty much it's just not knowing, not being prepared, not having done anything, not doing much running beforehand, not eating correctly, not fucking being ready, not knowing what to expect, not studying the map, not studying the obstacles, not listening to what people say, not following my plan. It's following through too was huge because I had a plan and I didn't even do it. I did it all wrong. So at the end of the day, that shit sucked. And hopefully that's good enough. I hope so. Morning, I was ready for it, but I was so nervous and so caught up in other things that I totally forgot everything. And then I paid for it at the end. And then at the end, I just drank my sorrows away. And then for the next 4 days, I couldn't move my fucking hips, legs, and back. I had to foam roll that shit forever. I had to go to physical therapy and chiropractors and stim. That shit was painful. All right, man. Peace out. I love basketball.